Blog Talk Radio.
Stainless, skill, stainless, skill,
What's good? Welcome to the Ant and Bowden Show. I'm Expected Ant, and I'm coming to you worldwide on Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher, and TuneIn. And on today's show, we're going to finish our countdown. We're probably going to hit the top three WrestleMania. We're going to finish our rankings. We're going to talk about the top three WrestleManias of all time. And we're going to head back to that WrestleMania time machine. And as always, you can, if you want to, you can chat with me on Blog Talk Radio. Plus, on my Blog Talk Radio profile page, you can find our social media networks. Also, too, you can find us on Tumblr at MadSexy. That's MADDSEXXY. Also, too, we're also on Twitter. That's at AntThomas23. That's ANTTHOMAS 23. So let's discuss. Let's do a recap of where we're at so far on our WrestleMania rankings, as we so far discussed 30 through 4. So at number 30 we had WrestleMania 11. At 29 WrestleMania 25. At 28 WrestleMania 13. At 27 WrestleMania 2. At 26 WrestleMania 1. At 25, WrestleMania 9. At 24, WrestleMania 16. At 23, WrestleMania 29. At 22, WrestleMania 21. At 21, WrestleMania 15. At 20, we have WrestleMania 7. At 19, WrestleMania 24. At 18, WrestleMania 27. At 17, WrestleMania 18. At 16, WrestleMania 23. At 15, WrestleMania 30. At 14, WrestleMania 8. We're at 13, WrestleMania 10. At 12, WrestleMania 19. At 11, WrestleMania 20. At 10, WrestleMania 18. At 9, WrestleMania 22. At 8, we had WrestleMania 14. At 7, we had WrestleMania 12. At 6, we had WrestleMania 26. At 5, we had WrestleMania 5. At 4, we're at WrestleMania 6. So let's head back to that time machine as we continue our WrestleMania ranking, as we discuss which WrestleMania ranks in third all time. So let's head to that time machine. When the rain is shine. Gotta love the Al B. Sure, the original Unibrown before Anthony Davis. So we're gonna head to the year 1988, And that's where our third greatest WrestleMania of all time took place, WrestleMania 4. As WrestleMania 4 took place on March 27, 1988, exactly 27 years ago yesterday, at Atlantic City, New Jersey. And WrestleMania 4 is kind of different in the sense that they did a tournament. It was a tournament to decide who's going to be a WWF champion, as the WWF championship was vacated early 1988, and so they had a tournament to decide exactly who. They had a 14-man tournament to decide who's going to be the next WWF champion. Now they did this format again 20 years later at the 1998 Survivor Series. So, but they did this in 1988 for WrestleMania 4. Now, during the undercard, I should say, the undercard of WrestleMania 4, you had some rivalries. You had a feud between, you had some matches, Demolition versus Strike Force for WWF Tag Team Championships. You also had the Honky Tonky Man take on Brutus the Barber Beefcake for the Intercontinental Championship. Those are the two matches. Also had a 20-man battle royal. So you had those are the three matches in the undercard. As because of the tournament, WrestleMania 4 was a 4-hour pay-per-view, which is now kind of like the standard for WrestleMania. I think all WrestleManias now are 4 hours long. But I think WrestleMania 4 was the first time that the pay-per-view was actually 4 hours long. So the main feud heading into WrestleMania 4 was between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. So in January 1987, Hulk Hogan was awarded the trophy for his third year as WWF champion. As Hulk Hogan was the WWF champion for 3 years long. So Hulk Hogan's best friend Andre the Giant was awarded with a smaller trophy than what Hulk Hogan was awarded, as Andre the Giant was undefeated for 15 years. So he never lost a match for 15 years. So Hulk Hogan congratulated his best friend Andre. Congratulations Andre the Giant, and said Andre is the real champion for, going undefeated for 15 years. But Andre the Giant just walked out of the arena before Hulk Hogan could even finish his speech. And in February, on the episode of The Piper's Pit, Andre the Giant announced that his new manager was going to be Bobby the Brain Heenan, which was Hulk Hogan's enemy at the time. So Hogan begged Andre the Giant to just, fire Heenan as his manager, but Andre the Giant refused. He said, "No, Bobby the Brain Heenan is my manager. I'm gonna keep him." And then Andre said that instead of firing Bobby the Brain Heenan, he wanted to challenge Hulk Hogan for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 3. He then ripped off Hulk Hogan's Hulkamania T-shirt and tore off Hogan's gold chain, turning heel. So this culminated into a match at WrestleMania 3 between Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, which we all know is the historic match in WWF history. Then later on in 1987, at the first ever Survivor Series, Andre the Giant, One Man Gang, King Kong Bundy, Butch Reed, and Ravishing Rude defeated Hulk Hogan, Paul Orndorff, Don Morocco, Ken Petra, and Bam Bam Bigelow at the 1987 Survivor Series. Then the first ever Royal Rumble in 1988, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant had a rematch of the WrestleMania 3 fight for the WWF Championship, which took place at the first ever main event in February. So that is the Royal Rumble has signed the contract, and then they fought in February at the main event, where Andre the Giant won the title from Hulk Hogan in a screwjob plot involving a fake referee, as Andre the Giant had the shortest WWF Championship reign in history as he's only champion for 47 seconds. Then he sold his belt to Ted DiBiase as Ted DiBiase became WWF champion. And so he sold his belt to Ted DiBiase as Ted DiBiase became WWF champion. And Andre the Giant revealed in an interview that Ted DiBiase a few weeks earlier had planned to take a year off and go on a cruise with money that Ted DiBiase was going to pay him. So Andre the Giant just want to take some time off. He want to take a year off of wrestling, and that he was going to go on a cruise. And so if he could beat Hulk Hogan, he's going to pretty much sell his belt to Ted DiBiase. And so make it to the championship. And WWF president Jack Tunney said that that wasn't going to happen. And so what he did was he vacated the title, stripped the belt from Ted DiBiase, and decided to make a 14-man tournament at WrestleMania 4. And so here were the participants in the tournament at WrestleMania 4. So in the first round, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant had a bye, meaning that they could automatically advance to the quarterfinals. They also had Jim Duggan taking on Ted DiBiase in the first round. Don Morocco taking on Dino Bravo in the first round. Also in the first round, we had Ricky the Steamboat taking on Greg Valentine. Then you had Macho Man Randy Savage taking on Butcher Reed. And you had Bam Bam Bigelow taking on One Man Gang. And you had Jake the Snake Roberts taking on Ravishing Rick Rude. So those are the 14 men in the tournament heading to WrestleMania 4. And I was actually surprised that Bam Bam Bigelow was actually, in the WWF at this time. I didn't know he was I thought he was more of a 90s guy. I didn't know he was there in the late 80s. So, to start things off, WrestleMania 4. So WrestleMania 4 started out with the 20-man battle royal, which the winner would get a large trophy, kind of like how they do now with the whole Andre the Giant battle royal, which they started last year. And they're doing it again this year. So the participants for this battle royal, 20-man battle royal, was Bad News Brown, Nikolai Volkov, Boris Zhukov, Bret Hart, Jim Neidhart, the Killer Bees, Danny Davis, George the Animal Steel, Harley Race, Hillbilly Jim, Jacques Rougerie, and Remy Rougerie. You had the Young Stallions, you had the Junkyard Dog, Ken Patra, Ron Bass, Sam Houston, and Sika. So after 14 eliminations, you had the final six participants, which were Bad News Brown, Bret Hart, Roma, Race, Jacques Rougerie, and Junkyard Dog. And so Bad News Brown was able to win the 20-man battle royal as he last eliminated Junkyard Dog. And then Hart decided that he and Brown were to share the trophy, but Bad News Brown betrayed Bret Hart and hit him with the Ghetto Blaster, and then pounded him before eliminating him over the top rope to win the battle royal. So take that back. So Bret Hart was the last person eliminated. Excuse me. So eliminated Bret Hart. And then when Bad News Brown was presented with the trophy, Bret Hart attacked him from behind and broke the trophy. And that was the first step to the Hart Foundation becoming a babyface, which means it became good guys. So now the first match of the tournament, for the 14-man tournament for the WWF Championship, you had Robin Leach from the TV show Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, as he read a special proclamation outlining the special circumstances that led to the tournament. So the first match of the first round, you had Ted DiBiase taking on Jim Duggan, as Ted DiBiase beat Jim Duggan. Then Don Morocco defeated Dino Bravo by disqualification after Bravo pulled the referee in front of him, causing the referee to get hit by Morocco's finishing move.